Hello and welcome
Hello there.
to the Bad Bitches Slutcast. Bad Bitches and Tony and Pat and Dominic. We know you're all listening. I'm Brittany.
I'm Kelly.
And this is Smut Swap.
And we're about to swap some smut here.
And guess what?
What?
Kelly has a book done.
I do.
It's her turn. I feel
do.
like I've just been yapping until the end of days. But
yes,
now it's her turn.
I am here, and I was on vacation. I actually finished my book. I had time to make notes. I did have to postpone. I was supposed to record this last week, but I was unprepared and unsatisfied with my notes, so
We're here now.
we're hoping for the best today.
And we're here now, and we're so excited.
Yes.
Okay, so current reads, go.
I am reading The Only One Left by Radley Sager. Right? Is that the right name?
Yes.
All of a sudden it sounded weird in my
Yep.
I'm still listening to Caught Up. I keep forgetting to listen to it.
Kelly, I'm ready. I'm ready to record that episode.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Maybe I can listen to it if so we're driving to Ohio tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Macy may have her headphones on, so I might be able to listen to it. I don't know, it's a little
Yeah.
scandalous, so I don't know if I can get away with that. But I also have headphones I could bring in the car too. I don't know how safe that is, but
Just make
we
Claire
could
drive.
try. I could. I'm actually Claire's not going. It's just Macy and I
Make
and
Macy
Toby. What else am I reading? Scythe. How do you say that word?
Scythe, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I did a quick hold on Libby, so it expires in 2 days. So I don't know if I'll get it done, but
Yeah.
I like it so far.
I've heard a lot of really, really good things about
You haven't read it?
No.
Okay, I thought you had for some
It's
reason.
not one of the YA books that I have read, but it's dystopian, right? I
Yes.
probably would love it.
Yes.
Yeah, it ran its circuit like a long time ago in like 2018 on YouTube, and I was very heavy in BookTube then.
Yeah.
So it's on my radar. I'm aware of it.
So let's say you do start, it's going to kind of creep you out with how similar, like it talks about how things went before it got to how it is now, and it feels very similar to what we're going through, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of creepy.
I'm definitely not. We talk about the downfall of America, so yeah. It is a dystopian hellscape here, and that's all we're going to say. And I'm going to tell you all that I am only reading one book, and it is God of Malice by Rena Kent. And I was going to do an episode on it, but I changed my mind because it's long.
Okay.
It's very long.
I was going to ask if it was super long.
Yeah, it's like 600 pages. And we're going to reserve that for like Vile Boys and books of that nature.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Short and sweet and deranged.
yeah, I mean, it's a little unhinged, but it's not like...
It's just too much.
It's not like what I was expecting it to be. Like, I expected it to be even more unhinged than it is.
Oh.
Like, I thought that it would be on par with Vile Boys, and it's just not. So, that's that. You won't be getting an episode, but...
Sorry.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
I'll probably finish that this weekend. Before the weekend, actually, because we have a long one.
We do. 3-day weekend. Happy 4th. Y'all.
It'll be past the 4th when you listen to this, but hope that you had so much fun celebrating your last 4th of July as a free American. And I hope that you sucked down 17 hot dogs. And
I hope you don't blow your fingers off.
that was going to be my last hope for you all, too. And
Sorry.
With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about Kelly's book.
Yes.
You should have brought the actual copy downstairs. It's fine.
I meant to. I actually meant to.
We have a physical copy of the book that she read.
Yes, so I will be discussing Alive and Wells by Bailey Hannah. This was one of the books that Brittany and I received in our PR box. It is what? Cowboy romance?
Yep, Cowboy romance.
Yeah, and I'm here to tell you all about it.
It's Wells Ranch is what it's called, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dedication starts out for the city girls in their cowboy romance era, which is Brittany here, and for the country girls who know a fictional cowboy is always better than the real thing.
Is it?
Probably. All right, I'm going to just go through some of the content trigger warnings. We have domestic violence, there's a gun, there's physical violence, death of a parent due to cancer, death of a grandparent, troubled parent-child relationships, to alcohol consumption, pregnancy, watch out, watch out, ranching activities, which include roping, branding, castrations, vaccination, and animal slaughter. And then there's explicit sex scenes, including spit play.
Woo!
And cock warming, mild, and praise. And honestly, the cock warming, I do not recall that. Did not stick with me.
So it was mild.
The spitting, however,
she does recall the spitting.
I do recall the spit, and I said ick.
Oh.
Brittany,
I will.
I need a privacy pane so she can't read.
I will avoid reading over your shoulder.
And I do want to point out the main character's name is Cecilia. And
fucking damn it. So was mine.
Really?
Yes. In Holding the Reins, her name was Cecilia.
And I don't know why, but I hate saying that name. So a lot of times I will just refer to her as C because I just don't want to say Cecilia.
Well, see, mine was her. They didn't call her Cecilia. They called her Cece.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember now.
Yeah, but her name was Cecilia.
I almost started writing Cece in here too, probably because I was like in the back of my head remembering.
Her name's Cece.
Okay. Well, we open with Cecilia. She is straight up not having a good time. The book begins with her writing out a list of ways she can kill her husband.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Kyson.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Kyson. But he goes by KJ through... I'm sorry, Kryson. I said Kyson. Kryson.
Kryson Almighty.
Why are you fucking up, man?
Kryson Almighty. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, Kryson. So, KJ, as she not so lovingly calls him, is not great. In fact, he's quite the douche. He is a pompous ass who treats C as more of an object than his wife.
Wow.
So, she's standing at the window, watching him pull up. She decides she's going to burn her list of ways to kill him in the sink and wash it down the drain. So KJ arrives home from work, and C has the most expensive sushi in town waiting for him.
And it has Windex in it. I'm just kidding.
Maybe. And KJ accepts nothing but the best meals. Like, he has to have the most expensive food on the table at all times. He appreciates it, but then he comments on her being home all day, so she should have had time to cook. As he's opening the sushi, he cuts himself on the box.
That was her fault, too.
Yes, yeah. It was, because he berates her because she doesn't move quickly enough to get him a Band-Aid.
Am I your wife, or am I your mummy?
Seriously. This is typical KJ behavior. He's always mad at her for dumbass reasons. So they end up getting through the evening without much else going on. And then after bedtime approaches, C sneaks into the bathroom to text a lady she met on an abuse forum about getting a job. KJ ends up coming into the bathroom and finding her on the phone and thinks that she's cheating on him.
Of course.
Let's see. We learn that this bad behavior between KJ and C has been going on soon after they got married, and Cecilia is just over it. So he starts getting in her face, screaming at her at the top of his lungs.
Wow.
And this is when things kind of reach a point for C, and she's like, you know what, I've had enough. I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving. She wants no part of this relationship any longer. So KJ also reaches a breaking point and chooses this as the moment to put his hands on her, which he's never done before. It's just been more mentally abusive behavior. So he strikes her twice in the face and then leaves the bathroom after realizing what he's done. C hides in the bathroom for a bit before going to pack her stuff and walks into the closet to find him straight up sobbing.
Yeah, of course he is. Boo fucking who.
Get the fuck over it.
Oh my God. Poor you. Your poor baby hand is probably hurt. Did it hurt when you hit me in my face?
Seriously. And he normally makes poor decisions and is remorseful after. C ignores him. She packs some stuff into an overnight bag, then heads to her car to leave. As soon as she gets to her car, she hears something behind her and turns around to see KJ standing quietly behind her with a gun.
Oh my God.
He tells her he'll kill her if she leaves.
Good.
C acts as if she's giving in, and at the last second, tricks him and jumps into her car and just speeds off. Yes.
Oh my God.
I know. Quite the drama.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel myself getting hot.
I know. It's infuriating.
It's cold down here, and I'm like
You're sweating.
Sweating.
Okay. After getting away, C is in this state of euphoria. She gleefully, drives down the highway, and then slowly the glee shifts to panic. She has no money. KJ broke her phone in a fit of rage when he thought she was texting another man. So she has no way to communicate with anybody, and she doesn't have a real plan. She randomly thinks of returning to KJ and makes a U-turn, telling herself, maybe we can make this work. She starts to drive back towards her house before deciding, no. this is not the move. It's like, go no reverse. And she makes another U-turn.
She's so indecisive.
What does she sound like?
Poor lady.
I know. She sets her mind straight and plans her destination. She sets her sails towards Wells Canyon, British Columbia. The woman that she was texting in the bathroom, who goes by Beryl, lives here. All of these thoughts crash into C as she's making these U-turns, and she ends up getting pulled over by a cop. They chat, and he tries to convince her to go home, but C informs him she's not safe there. She tells him of her plans to head to Wells Canyon, and the cop ends up giving her directions, and she has no other means of figuring it out.
Yeah.
There's a brief stop at a gas station where C takes $500 from her shared account, grabs snacks, and then proceeds to drive all night. As she gets into Wells Canyon, she gets a flat tire on a clunky dirt road, and a cowboy in a big black truck happens to pull up beside her as this happens, and he changes her tire for her before tipping his hat and carrying on his way.
I didn't look. I didn't even look. Not once.
You didn't? Oh. I don't blame you.
I just feel like the $500 that she took from their shared account is going to alert him
to where she's going. But then I'm also like, why didn't you take more?
Yeah.
Clean that shit out.
For real. Be like women when their husbands go on deployment and just drain the whole fucking bank account.
But you know what? I do think a lot of ATMs have a limit, so she might have only been able to take $500 at a time.
That's true.
It's fine.
It's fine. I don't like him.
No,
I wish that she would have
killed him.
Sloan and Lark on him.
Yes. We'll just wait. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, you know what? Maybe her name's Cicely, and I put Cecilia on my first slide. I think it's actually Cicely. And I hate that as well.
Sorry.
Anyways,
she hates that as well.
Sorry to all Cecilias and Cicely's listening. I love you. I just hate your name. Okay, so C arrives at Wells Ranch. It's picturesque. Sprawling fields, cattle, large houses, and half a dozen smaller cabins. As she drives, she sees a woman waving frantically at her, and she knows it's Beryl instantly. They embrace and enter what they refer to as the big house. Mm-hmm. Beryl tells her Jackson and Kate Wells live here with their spitfire of a daughter, Odessa. Kate is also pregnant, and C is warned that she can help herself to any of the food in the big house except for Kate's chocolate milk. She might cut her if she touches that. Beryl explains the work she does and how C will help out, and I think the main task is just feeding all of the ranch hands. It's nothing too crazy.
Oh, so just cooking.
Yeah.
Easy.
Sign
me up.
Okay, let's go. Beryl also takes a second to tell C they'll take it light today, but she's ready to listen to her story when she's ready to tell it.
Aww.
As they talk, a man walks in complaining about a farm hand not doing something right, and in walks the tire-changing cowboy. Mm-hmm. Beryl introduces C to Austin Wells, who is Jackson's older brother. Mm-hmm. C says, yeah, this cowboy changed my tire. Austin tells her he's not a cowboy, darling. And C's like, oh no, sorry. I guess the cowboy hat, boots, too tight Wranglers, and compensator truck gave me that impression for some reason.
I love her.
I love this ass so much. I actually wrote that.
I love her. Oh my gosh.
Austin explains that he's a rancher, and she'll learn the difference if she sticks around long enough. And if you hear that noise, my dryer is done.
We're always doing laundry during this.
I know.
It's fine. We have 3 children and 2 adults in this house.
All right, so C is then shown to her cabin, where she sleeps the rest of the day away because she's exhausted from driving.
Mm-hmm. And, the mental turmoil that she had to endure.
Right, of leaving that pompous asshole.
Oh, my God.
All right, so we cut to Austin's point of view, and he is not happy about the new employee. of all the people to hire and places to hire them from, she showed up in a car unfit for rural roads, wearing a frilly outfit, and she apparently wasn't interested in actually working on her first day here.
Wow, my bad. My bad.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You don't know my life story.
Next time I'll make sure that I pull off and use some of my, like, pilfered money to get a hotel so that I can show up for my first day well rested.
Instead, she spent the whole day in her cabin doing God knows what. Then he randomly cuts to in his, like, you know, inner monologue. And speaking of her face, she's hot.
Yeah, and she's hot.
Get the fuck off my land.
God.
Why is my dryer so aggressive? Okay, this last part he will take to the grave because big boy Austin shan't go down looking like a downright why can't I say it? I can write it. Misogynistic pig. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
It's been a long day.
Yes.
No one can know he thinks she's hot. Regardless of her face and bod, he thinks she's trouble. He also noticed the indent of a wedding band on her ring finger, which has him wanting to ask questions he may not want the answer to. So Austin is brooding over this, and C enters the big house for breakfast. Most of the other ranch hands are there, and it clearly also thinks she's a hot commodity. Austin excuses himself to work, but can't keep this new girl off his mind. Later, during her first day, he realizes that C has driven off the property to run errands in her car. Remember, he already had to save her once from the flat tire, so he instantly gets more pissed off and tells Beryl that if she gets another flat tire, she will be fired.
Wow. And he's just the older brother of the owner of the ranch?
Yes. Well, so there's Austin, Jackson, and then Denny.
Who's Denny? Is he the oldest?
He is the younger brother.
Oh, he's the youngest.
Austin's the oldest, then Jackson, who's married to Kate, and then Denny, who we'll kind of meet later.
Okay. Well, obviously one of the books is about him.
Yes.
Okay, so Austin just works here? He doesn't, like, run the ranch?
So it's kind of weird. Like, the three brothers own it, but Jackson and Kate, since they're married, they live in the big house.
Oh, okay.
And Austin lives in one of the little bunk houses.
So they own it together.
Yes.
And so they all have equal say in who gets to stay working there.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm like, why is he talking this big fucking game?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one who makes all the decisions here, but...
And I mean, he is the oldest child, so I think he just takes on that role, and they just kind of follow suit.
To be fair.
I mean, at the same time, this book is about Austin and Cicely, and the other characters are mentioned and they kind of support, but you don't really know much about them at all, which is one of my complaints.
I'm asking all the questions, but it's because they have their own books.
Yeah. There are two other books, and I saw on TikTok that she is writing a fourth one. I don't know who the
second one about Jackson and his wife, and does the wife die?
I don't know. I haven't started the second one.
One of them is a single dad.
So the second one is Seeing Red, which is about one of the other ranch hands. I think the third one is about a guy named Colt. Okay. He may be the single dad. I don't know.
Interesting.
I gotta read the back. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I know the second one is about Red because it's called Seeing Red.
This is an interesting take because normally it follows the siblings. So maybe...
And what I thought was weird is, like, when I was reading this, like, it's talking about Jackson and Kate and Odessa, and I'm like, I feel like they should have their own story. And then I thought I was reading the wrong one, but this is the first one in the series.
Okay, well, okay. No more clarifying questions.
We'll talk more about it later, once I figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a lot of info about all these other people. Okay. And, you know, I'll expand more on that later.
Easy.
Yeah. So he says she's going to get fired. And we realize that Austin has been jaded by other women who have randomly showed up to work on the farm. So he doesn't want to trust C because of him being jaded by these other ladies.
You poor, poor man.
He swears to himself the only thing of importance now is the ranch.
Did he also think that the other ladies were hot and he was mad because they didn't want to sleep with them?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm just...
Or maybe they did sleep with him. Who knows? We'll see. We jump ahead 3 weeks. C has never been more sore in her entire life. She is getting along well with Beryl, Kate, and all of the ranch hands, with the exception of Austin. At this point, he only communicates to her with few words and grunts.
Wow.
On one random day, C is traveling to the big house, and some of the ranch hands, including one named Red, who is referred to as Lady Killer, stop and ask C if she would like to come to the river with them and swim. While she thinks hanging out with some rowdy cowboys would be fun, she still hasn't gotten divorced.
Oh.
Something about still being married makes her feel guilty about hanging out with other men. She politely brushes them off and continues towards the big house. She sees Austin sitting on the front porch as she walks up, and he's just sitting and staring at her. C attempts small talk and says, "Good morning," and makes a comment about the day being beautiful. Austin just grunts in return. C is annoyed and responds to the grunt by saying, "Good morning, city girl." I'm sorry, I'm supposed to sound country. "Good morning, city girl. You look beautiful, by the way." She wants him to talk to her like that. So Austin grunts again, then decides to say, "Good morning." They both head into the big house, and C helps Beryl prepare lunch. Randomly, at one point, Austin has to pass by her, and they are so close that his belt buckle brushes against the back of her.
Oh, scandal.
And although this man irritates the piss out of her, the brushing of the buckle fills her with excitement and electricity, and she can't help but fantasize about his hands on her body.
Somebody's touch-starved.
I think she is. I'm like, how does that even happen?
Well,
Like, how does a belt buckle accidentally brush against your backside?
Like, how close are they?
Is she like leaning over the countertop, and he's like, "Right, we have another time jump," and C gets her first-hand experience with cattle branding. This is an all-hands-on-deck evolution for the ranch. Lunch has even moved from the big house to the branding location. C is watching and feeling completely nauseous from the smell of the horses to the burning hair and flesh of the cattle.
Yeah. Probably I would feel the same.
I don't like that. It's a lot to take in. At one point, C catches Austin watching her, and he then decides to chat her up, which completely catches C off guard. They talk about branding and castrating the cows, and he tells her it doesn't really hurt too bad. She's like, "How the fuck would you know?"
Should we try it on you?
She's like, "Were you able to decipher that between moos, or are you castrated?"
Hell yeah.
Austin chuckles, and then he lets C know that while he may not know about the castration, he has been branded. Later on, Kate is administering vaccines to the calves. Again, heavily pregnant and hot, so she chooses in this moment, "I'm going to teach C how to do this so I can go sit my ass down." C is nervous, but after a few shots, she is more confident. And there's this other ranch hand named Colt, and he's kind of helping her and being flirty. And Austin sees what's happening, and he's like, "She's not allowed to help."
Is it like the remember when they were skee balling in First Time Caller, and he's like guiding her hands to show her what to do?
Yes.
Oh wow. Wow.
And Austin's like, "Not on my watch.
Get your filthy paws off.
Get your city girl ass out of here." The next chapter is basically a pissing contest. It turns out that Austin is jealous that C and Colt are getting close. Colt is a harmless flirt, and honestly, like, this is his main scene, and then he kind of disappears.
Good, okay.
Like, he's mentioned here and there, but there's not much.
He's off page.
And I wanted more, but it's fine.
You'll get more when his book comes out, if it's not already.
I know, it might be. Even after Austin's outburst, everyone else sticks up for C and says she's doing fine. Leave her the fuck alone. C continues on her journey of administering vaccines. I do want to point out that she is clad in jeans and a tank top, and her hair is hidden by a farm ball cap. And something about this just does it for Austin. He cannot stop looking at her. And there's a lot of talk about her shirt slowly riding up and showing the small of her back.
Oh my God.
And he's obsessed.
Wow.
Like, he's fixated on this small stretch of skin.
Have you ever seen ankles?
Have you?
Have you?
We all got them.
Yeah, it's just like very reminiscent of you can't wear a tank top at school because the boys might get distracted.
Right. And here we go.
He's distracted from his work because of your small of your back.
That's like when my family want to comment on my children wearing, shirts that show a little bit of stomach. I'm like, it is like an inch of midriff. Like, it is their stomach.
Their coos ain't hanging out.
Their coos aren't hanging out here. All right. At one point, Austin's brother, Denny, his little brother, suggests that they start using their hands to get the calves down instead of this distal machine that's helping them kind of hold them in place. Things are going really quick with this endeavor. So he's like, let's make it fun and we'll just practice hog tying like we're going to the rodeo or something and see who does it the best. C watches Austin demonstrate how to take a calf down, and then Austin watches C dominate after she's taught. Afterwards, C admits to Austin that she enjoyed watching him manhandle the poor innocent babies.
Poor innocent babies.
What would that person with the PETA truck thing?
PETA sucks.
Brittany sent me this
clip.
video.
Here's the clip.
On the way up, she was like, what kind of bird? I don't even remember what you said.
I was like, wow, imagine hating animal rights activists so much that you have to immortalize it in your vanity license plate.
Seriously. Dramatic. All right, so the next morning at breakfast, Austin is surprised to not see C at the table. Beryl tells him that she's gone into the city to take care of some things. Austin thinks it would be convenient if she picked up some prescriptions for him for the livestock. But Beryl snaps, then go tell her your damn self.
Yeah.
Austin chases after C, and he realizes she's about to take her car again, and warns her that if she drives that thing and gets a flat tire, she'll be fired immediately. After some back and forth banter, they decide that Austin will drive them into town in his truck. As they're heading down the driveway, C rolls down the window and takes a deep breath, inhaling the scent of the blooming lilac bushes that are at the end of the driveway. So he kind of sees her react, and he asks if she's a fan, and she replies, I used to be. I hate them now, but the blooms are almost gone, so I wanted to smell them while I still could, just to see if I still hate them.
I love that. Hate them. Thanks, hate it.
Thanks, hate everything about it. She confirms that she does and adds that she can't wait for them and all the memories that they represent to disappear. She confides in Austin that her entire backyard at her old house was overgrown with lilacs. She had loved them when she first bought the house with her ex, but as the relationship soured, the lilacs just became another thing to resent.
Gosh.
She grows visibly emotional, and Austin reaches over and places a hand gently on hers, but she quickly pulls her hand away. The first touch, besides the belt buckle.
Don't touch me.
Hands off.
First of all, you've been nothing but mean to me. You just threatened to fire me. And then I'm feeling a little emotional, and you're like, let me just touch you without your consent?
In this economy?
Oh my God.
Unhand me. All right, so the two drive to town, and C mildly regrets pulling her hand away so fast. So ignore everything we just said.
Oh, no.
No. Austin has his hands firmly on the wheel at this point, so there's no going back to hand holding. They go to the phone store because she needs a new phone. The wait is going to be a bit, and Austin's like, listen, you go shop down the road. I'll just wait here, and I'll bring you your new phone when it's ready.
How sweet.
I know. So C grabs a few things while she goes to shop at another store and is surprised when Austin shows up at the same store 15 minutes later. C's kind of shopping around. Austin's hanging back and watching. There's a brief candle situation that they both agree that they like the same scent. So Austin's like, he grabs two and he's like, one for my cabin and one for yours.
Wow, we were meant to be.
And then he goes to the register and he buys the candles and all the stuff that she wanted to buy. This puts her off a bit though. And she tells him that she's a big girl with big girl money. He waves her off and he tells her it's fine and that he still needed to pay her for helping with the branding and shots. They get back in the truck and C gets her new phone out and realizes that Austin has added his number into it already. She laughs and tells him, you actually need to speak to talk to somebody on the phone. Mm-hmm. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. You can't just send grunt emojis or whatever.
Because Austin's a grumpy boy. Like, he only, gives one-word answers and grunts.
You know how people are like, I'm not a morning person. He's not an anytime person.
He's not an anytime. And he tells her, so he responds by saying, not if we text, darling. She asks him what they would text about, and he says, I'm sure you'll think of something.
Because you're a yapper.
You are a yappy little girl. Okay, upon returning to the farm, C walks Austin to his cabin. There's a moment where C is looking at Austin and feeling thankful, as well as the urge to suddenly kiss him. But as she's doing this, she is struck by the damn scent of the lilacs again, and her mood suddenly shifts. The scent makes her think of KJ, and C finds herself oddly feeling sad when she realizes she doesn't actually miss him. And this feels wrong to her. She thinks it's the right time to finally talk to Beryl about what happened, and she runs to the main house to find her. Do you like my running?
All I can picture is, like, you remember in Friends when Phoebe and Rachel are running? She's just running like Phoebe.
Yes. So she finds her, they sit together, and she tells her everything that happened. Beryl tells her that she needs to just stay calm and work through these feelings. Getting over somebody isn't a quick process. She's going to have to sit in her grief and figure things out day by day. C also alludes to the fact that she may have a crush on somebody new. And Beryl wants her to look at this as moving on. Later in the evening.
I'm just speechless.
Such sound advice.
Beryl, I'm not sure that you're licensed to give this advice.
I somehow skipped ahead.
Nope.
Here we go. Okay. Later in the evening, C gets to her cabin and decides to turn on her new phone again. I mean, she's already had it on once, but now she turns it on again. And she's shocked to see that she has a lot of missed calls and text messages from KJ.
How does he have... Oh, she kept the same number?
I guess so, yeah. It didn't really specify, but...
I wouldn't keep the same number.
No.
As a matter of fact, I've changed my number for less.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of things don't make sense.
One unsolicited dick pic, and I didn't realize that you could just block people.
You changed your number?
I changed my number.
Dramatic. But hey, that's fine.
Hey, it worked.
That's fine. 2 of these messages are threatening and say something along the lines of, "Don't make me come and find you."
Do it. I dare you.
I dare you. All right, so the following day, Austin goes down to the river with the other farm hands. He normally doesn't go, but failed to have a clever excuse before finally agreeing this time. When he gets there, C is there sunning herself on the beach. She is clad in a barely there white bikini, and Austin doesn't know how to act. He decides to sit in the water as far away from her as he can. Regardless of how far he is, he can't help but stare.
Is it so that he can, like, give his stick a cold shower or something?
His depraved stick.
His stick?
Yes.
It's creeping out of his swim trunks or something.
No, I want you to read this line.
Oh.
Hold on. C gets up and hops in the water, encourages Austin to do the same. But his erect stick preventing that from happening.
Not his erect stick!
We have to say stick.
Yeah, sorry. That's going to be a running joke until we no longer do this podcast.
Was that on your
That was
notes
you.
the first time
That
or
was
mine?
yours.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
He gets a stick out. Takes a stick out of his pants.
So he watches her in the water and can tell the water is cold when she has gotten out. Later that evening, while Austin is in the shower, he can't stop thinking about C and all that he wants to do to her. He thinks about what he would do if he could just pull that little bikini to the side and have his way with her. After he orgasms, he's left feeling a little sheepish and embarrassed about his thoughts.
Well, at least he didn't masturbate on her like Nash.
Gosh. No, that's ick. All right, so the next day, C talks Austin into letting her join him, Jackson, Kate, and Odessa at an auction. They all have to ride in a truck, and C is in between Austin and Jackson in the front seat because Odessa and Kate are taking up the whole back seat with the car seat and her pregnant belly. The truck is also a stick shift, so she has to straddle the shifter as Austin changes gears. And every time they touch, it's like electricity shoots through her body and her lady bits.
I've been in this situation before.
Have you really?
Yes.
Did you also get shocked with electricity?
No, I don't recall that.
Don't
So
recall
when
that.
I was in Pennsylvania still, Elizabeth was visiting me, and I was going somewhere with her and one of the people that I used to be friends with, whose name I'm not going to name, but he drove stick shift, and Elizabeth was like, "You're riding in the middle." And so I had to straddle the stick too.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll accidentally touch him," because he was cute.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we accidentally made out in his truck after Elizabeth went home.
How does one accidentally make out with somebody? Leave a comment below. And then leave us a review.
Yes.
Because we're amazing.
5 stars for me randomly making out with that boy in his truck when I was 20.
5 stars. Okay. Where were we? Okay, once they get to the auction, C can't help but admire Austin as he slowly greets people that he knows. I guess he's being friendly, and this is new and attractive to her. She starts to realize that he isn't just a grouch. Once the auction began, Austin warns C. He's like, don't scratch your nose, don't touch your face, don't make any sort of movement, or it may be taken as you trying to bid on livestock. And you know what happens?
The way that this would stress me out, I would not be able to...
Yeah.
I would not be able to. I'd have to leave.
Yep, and that's what happens with C. She sits there and she feels like she has bugs crawling over her entire body, so she starts to like scratch her arm, and Austin quickly grabs her by the hand and holds it, and he's like, don't fucking move.
It's that serious?
I guess it's
like,
that
we don't
serious
have, like,
here.
numbers to hold up?
No bodily movements at this here auction.
God dang, okay.
So, I know, it's quite the drama. So he ends up lacing his fingers with hers to keep her still, and they sit like that for the entirety of the auction. And as they're holding hands, he starts drawing little shapes on the top of her hand.
No moving!
With his thumb.
Sir, no moving. They might think that you're trying to bid on livestock.
Which... This motion makes her lady bits feel as if she's been struck by a match.
Wow.
Lots of electricity and heat going on here. Mm-hmm. The next day, Odessa, as the little girl, is dancing around the big house to country songs. She grabs C and wants her to dance with her. C decides to change up the music and play the song Shoulda Been a Cowboy.
Okay.
Do you know that one?
Shoulda Been.
I was waiting for you to break out into song. Thank you. Austin berates her and says, you couldn't have picked anything better than this.
Oh. What's wrong with Toby Keith? Rest in peace.
I know. Is he dead?
Yeah.
Toby Keith?
Yeah.
That's my twin!
Oh my god, are you serious? He died like last year.
Oh. Maybe I knew that.
I mean, he wasn't like, you know, the greatest.
He was kind of a dick.
Yeah, but I liked his music.
R.I.P. R.I.P. I guess.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So C's like, okay, I'll find something more your speed. Give me a second. Maybe some Waylon and Willie instead if you're willing. Something that's, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. If you're willing to admit your mom did in fact let you grow up to be a cowboy, something about not being easy to love and always alone, yeah, those lyrics do fit better. And her saying not easy to love and always alone sends him over the edge, and he storms out of the big house.
Wow.
C chases after him, and she's like, the fuck? But tries to apologize, and she follows him. He has this little hayloft office. I don't know. It's kind of odd. I thought it would have more of a significance, but it really doesn't.
This is where he goes to have his silent time. It's his meadow.
But he's like up in the hayloft, and he can open this little door and like look over the entire farm. I don't know. It's kind of cool. He throws himself down into his office chair. He ignores C before finally agreeing to accept her apology if she agrees to leave.
I thought you were going to say he throws himself down the loft, like, into the hay. And I was like, God dang.
That
temper tantrum. Are you 30 or are you 3?
Right. He's a baby. She begrudgingly walks out, but not before imagining the things they could do in this private hayloft office. She fantasizes about straddling him in his chair and having her way with him.
Wow, jeez.
Things escalate quickly. The following day is the anniversary of Austin's mother's death. Each year they have a dinner on her anniversary of death and birthday, and Austin, Jackson, and Denny's dad comes into town to attend these dinners. Austin holds a thick grudge against his father. The land that Austin and his brothers own and work has been in the family for a long time, but Austin's dad wanted nothing to do with it at first. Then he got married, and his wife loved the land and convinced him to stay. When she passed, their dad quickly packed up and left, leaving the boys to figure out how to farm the 100,000 acres on their own.
Did you say 100,000?
That's what I wrote, and I hope that's right. Because I also had 20 somewhere.
That is so much.
A lot of land.
Oh my god. Was she like a Kennedy? Holy shit.
I don't know. It's from the father's land, but she fell in love with it and was like, we gotta stay and tend to the land.
Oh my god, that's a lot. Okay, anyway.
So the boys were 25, Austin, 22, Jackson, and 18,
Aww.
Denny, when they left, or when the dad left. So Austin, when his dad comes into town, Austin just straight up refuses to attend the dinners. He doesn't want to see his dad. He always plans to spend the evening with himself, and that's exactly what he's going to do this night as well.
Hell yeah.
He's going to stick to himself, watch Happy Days, which was his mom's favorite show, and drink beer. So as he's at home doing just this, he decides he's going to try his hand at texting. He sends C a text saying,
You up?
close. He says, hey.
Wow. That was my second guess.
Okay. She responds with, wow, here I thought you were joking about texting. They text back and forth. Austin tells her he's watching Happy Days and drinking beer. And Sia's like, sorry, I think you have the wrong number because it seems like she's texting a 70-year-old man.
I don't try to slide into the pants of 70-year-old men.
No, not normally. Every now and then.
Every now and then.
She asks him if he wants company and lets him know that she stole some dinner from the big house before she left, and she could be convinced to share. She heads to Austin's cabin holding 2 plates of food. One plate is overflowing with pulled pork, and the other has chocolate cake. They sit on the couch, and Austin explains why he holds a grudge. C, unlike most people, does not try to talk him into seeing his father. She just questions why the dad keeps coming if nobody wants him there.
Can't he read the room?
Seriously?
Oh, no one wants you here.
At one point, the conversation comes to a stall, and Austin thinks to himself, I need to make conversation to stop myself from thinking about her on her knees right here, looking up at me. Or bent over the back of the couch. Fucking hell, stop. He then brings up the lilacs and that the blooms are gone, so the scent has left the air. He mentions that she doesn't have to think about what they represent anymore. At this moment, she kind of starts to get uncomfortable with this discussion and decides it might be time for her to go. C goes to leave, and Austin reflectively grabs her arm to stop her, and she immediately grows stiff and flinches.
Aww.
And this is throwing her into some KJ PTSD, obviously. As soon as she tenses up, things click in Austin's brain, and he realizes that her ex-husband has to be the reason why she acts that way and clams up whenever he goes to touch her. He asks her if she wants to talk, but she tells him she needs to just go home and go to bed. She heads home, and then Austin texts his little brother, Denny, to see if he is willing to help him with a project. Denny responds, a project? At 1 a.m.?
What the fuck?
In this economy? Austin's like, yes, meet me at the end of the driveway. The next morning, C heads to the big house, and there's quite a ruckus happening. Kate tells her they have been vandalized in the middle of the night. It has caused such an uproar that there are discussions about setting up secret watch stations, figuring out what guns are kept on hand, and reaching out to neighboring ranches to see if they've also been hit. What has happened, you ask? Can you guess?
Did the boys TP something?
No.
Oh, okay, that's my guess.
Oh, no, the boys actually went out and cut down all of the lilac bushes.
Oh my god.
And they had a bunch at the end of the driveway. They're all cut.
Dead. She doesn't, my girl doesn't like it, they're gone. Wow, what a grand gesture.
I know. It's kind of extreme.
Yeah.
Kate's like, what kind of person does this? We've dealt with protesters and troublemaking teens, but this is weird. Beryl meets C's gaze because they're all sitting at the big table, and she has this all-knowing look on her face, and then she winks.
Oh, Beryl.
She knows what's happening. This solidifies the fact that Austin has done this, and he's done this for Cicely. Romance.
Wow. I'm just at a loss.
If he wanted to, he would.
Yeah, if he truly, if he wanted to, he would.
Okay, so she runs to find him and catches him walking out of his cabin.
Again, with the Phoebe run.
Yes. He tells her that he did this so she'll never have to think about him again. Watch out.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Once again, if he wanted to, he would.
He tells her, I might not know your whole story, but I figured out enough to decide he isn't worth thinking about for a single second. C's emotions are set ablaze. And her crotch. She doesn't know what to say or do. Austin can tell, and he's feeling the same emotions. In a quick move, he grabs her by the face, which, that's fine.
Not her throat. She flinches when you go for her.
And then he traces the ridge of her jawline with his finger. He tells her he'd really like to kiss her right now, but won't want to stop there. He says when the time comes and he's able to touch her without feeling her clam up, he will kiss her until she is unable to breathe, and a whole lot more if she will let him. He then tells her that when he was in high school, he convinced his grandpa to let him get a horse from auction. The horse was broken and abused and terrified. He later went on to win the high school rodeo championship later on with this same horse.
Wow.
So if he can break that horse, he can break her ass too.
Wow, nothing screams get in my pants faster than comparing me to a horse.
We jump ahead more time, like a month or so. Austin has spent the day working the land. When he gets back, he sees C waiting on the steps to his cabin, and she looks upset. He hurries to her, and she claims she didn't have anywhere else to go because there's no other ranch hands or barrel, but it's fine. She tells Austin KJ has gotten her phone number, which we knew already, and has started texting her some crazy things. One text claims he is pinging her location to one of 3 ranches in Wells Canyon. KJ swears he is going to find her and signs off one text saying, "Till death do us part."
Wow, see, I'm insane, and I would be like, here's my exact location. Meet me.
Meet me here. God damn it. So not threatening at all.
No. Alert the authorities.
Austin tells C that she can stay with him. He says if KJ is to show up, there's no way he's going to get by him. So, as I mentioned prior, Austin has been working all day. He smells like horses and cattle and sweat. But C is still kind of panicked. So when Austin goes to shower, she's like, "Count me in. I'm coming too."
Jeez. Oh my God.
But she sits on the full floor and covers her face while he strips
down. Give him some privacy.
So she can't see him in the
See
nude.
his stick.
She's not like, "Hey, where is it?" He undresses, blah, blah, blah. Where am I? Okay. He gets in the shower, and then just the thought of her being in there gives him a raging hard-on.
His stick is erect.
The stick is erect and waiting. He can hardly contain himself in the shower, knowing she is on the other side of the curtain. Later that night, she sleeps in his bed while he sits outside and stands watch. The next morning, she awakens to find Austin still awake on the front porch. They both decide it's best that they tell Kate the situation. This is her farm, so she needs... I guess her and Jackson kind of manage most of it, is what I'm gathering from my notes here. But Austin and Denny live there too, so it's weird. She needs to be aware if there's a possibility for KJ trespassing on the land. Right. Kate is, again, very heavily pregnant, so she's super emotional and can't help but sob uncontrollably when C tells her all of the details. She asks C a lot of questions about the situation and about KJ and just sobs and sobs and sobs.
Oh my God, that poor lady.
When evening comes, C is overstimulated with all the crying, so she and Austin decide to have dinner at his place. Nothing fancy, Kraft mac and cheese with hot dogs.
My favorite port struggle meal.
No, thank you. She loves the thought of this because KJ was a bougie bitch and only wanted fancy dinner, so she hasn't had the blue box in a long time. The kitchen is super tiny, so they're cooking like on top of each other. And at one point, C can't stand it any longer and moves in close to Austin to see if he'll kiss her. They have a moment and they're standing chest to chest. And Austin just like pulls her in as close as he can get her. And as he does so, he squeezes her hip, which again awakens trauma. So she like freezes up again because KJ used to do this when they were out in public. And if she didn't seem interested in being near him, he'd squeeze her really hard. So she would like look at him lovingly.
Or whatever. Oh my God.
So Austin backs away and tells her that they can't do this and that she's not ready. They cook and eat, and then later in the evening, C is overtired and grouchy and forces him to get into bed with her. Austin has a king-size bed, so it's easy for them to kind of have their own distance. He's exhausted from working all day and passes out, and as he does so, she snuggles up next to him and throws his arm over her.
She's like, you know what? You're going to cuddle with me because I said so.
Because I said so. Austin wakes up to a raging hard-on. Again.
He's just always hard.
Always hard. And C is laying flush against him in the morning. She attempts to entice him by like wiggling her hips against him, and he's like, "Get the fuck off." He gets her up, and he's like, "You know what? We're gonna set out via horseback to check the cameras." At one point, there were poachers on the land, so they set up all these cameras. So they decide that they're gonna go out and check the cameras. C hasn't rode horses in a very long time. And at one point while she's riding, she gets so sore that she's like, you know what, if KJ comes to find me, it'll be the end of me because I am way too sore to run. Like, I'm just going to give up.
No more Phoebe run for me. I just have to give up.
I will let him kill me.
You've come all this way. Just end it.
Just murder me here. I'm fine. At one point, they decide to stop, and there's this overlook where you can see the entire town of West County. C is astounded by the beauty, and Austin's watching her from behind and astounded by her beauty. He tells her he knows a better spot and takes her to a path to a glacier-fed lake. C is amazed and starts stripping her clothes off to jump into the water. Austin pauses because he sees her stripped down to like her bra and underwear, and she's like, "It's fine."
You literally saw me in my skimpy bikini earlier.
Teeny weeny. Am I singing the wrong song?
Short.
I'm talking about a bikini, not a short dick. My bad. I just mixed it up.
Oh gosh.
We'll be here all week. Okay. She's like, "Listen, you're not seeing more than you would if I was in a bikini." They get in the water and swim and flirt, and at one point Austin goes to brush a bead of water from her face, and when they touch, sparks fly. He looks like he wants to kiss her, but is hesitant because he wants her to, be calm. And she then takes the water and drips it all over her face, so he has more to brush off. And he finally leans in, and they share their first kiss.
Oh, so romantic.
I know. It leads to a heavy makeout session here in the water.
Totally on purpose and not an accident.
Of course, yeah. They break, finally, and head back to the farm. They share another makeout session in the barn before being interrupted by Red. They then head to dinner at the big house. Kate and Jackson can tell something has been going on because she's smiling ear to ear and has like beard rash all over her face from making out. They start to tell them about the day, and C tells Kate that Austin showed her the overlook and the lake. And Kate's like, "Well, why didn't you take her to the falls?" And Austin gets really weird, and he's like, "Well, the falls barely have any water." And Kate's like, "What the fuck? You liar." So dinner gets really awkward and quiet. After they leave, C asks Austin if he wants to talk about something because he's being really weird, and he's like, "No." He's like, "Silly me. Somehow I thought he might be more open with me after everything that's happened over the past 48 hours.
Can I make my guess?
Yes.
The falls have something to do with his mom.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Close.
Okay.
So our couple has their first little tiff. Austin has had a bad attitude.
First kiss and first tiff all in one chapter.
I know. A lot going on. We learned through Austin's inner monologue that Kate was merely asking questions and not trying to be vindictive, because at one point it seemed like she was trying to get a rise out of him, but she was just merely asking questions. Turns out Austin took another girl named Savannah, a previous love interest who also came to live on the farm, to the falls. So Kate, bringing it up, brought up bad memories and reminded him that C, like Savannah, could choose to leave the ranch one day without warning. C picks up on the again, a lot about bad attitude here. She tells him that she's going to get clothes, but she'll sleep by herself if he doesn't cut the crap. Remember, she's staying with Austin for protection in case KJ shows up. When she exits her own cabin, she sees Austin kicking the tires of her car, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry about my tires. I'm going to get them fixed." And he's like, I already replaced them a few days ago, and you just haven't noticed. This infuriates C because, again, she's a big girl with her own money, and KJ comes from money and used to use expensive gifts as a weapon. He'd buy C a fancy thing, then throw it in her face later. She doesn't want this to happen again with Austin. Austin does his best to assure her he wouldn't give a shit if she left in a brand new car he purchased for her, and she gets really pissed off at this, but then he's like, "You know what? I'd miss you, but money means nothing to me."
Yes.
They make up a bit and agree to platonic cuddling after they shower.
Wow, nothing like a good platonic cuddle.
We love it. Mm-hmm. And then a joke is made about her seeing him naked for the first time if KJ is to show up, because if he shows up and he's in the shower, he'll have to get out. And she chides him by saying, "What makes you think this is the first time I saw you naked?" Remember? Peeking. All right, the next day, C wakes up, realizes it's 7:30. This is late in farming time. She gets out of bed and smells breakfast, and Austin is sitting on the couch reading a book and has breakfast prepared for her. They talk about the boys, the other farm hands returning from this thing called Stagecoach, and that they want to let these boys know about the potential of KJ showing up.
You know what Stagecoach is?
Is that the big concert?
Mm-hmm.
See, in here they make it sound like an event.
It's like a...
I know Stagecoach is like in America.
It's a country music festival.
Yeah, but in this they make it sound like, I don't know.
Like a rodeo thing?
Maybe. Oh, is that what it is?
No, I'm asking you if that's what they make it seem like.
That's what they make it sound like, but they don't really explain.
Okay, well, I'm assuming it's the country music festival.
It might be. Could be. What's happening? Okay, so Austin goes to work and C heads to the big house. Kate is canning, so they get to work on jelly and pickles. Kate asks her to fill her in on the day before, so C tells her all the juicy details from going to check cameras and making out in the lake. C then asks her about Austin and his grumpiness, and Kate tells her about his past and how he hasn't been the same since he and Savannah broke up. C hasn't heard anything about this girl from Austin, so she's in shock. Kate tries to calm her down by letting her know that Austin looks at her like she hung the moon. C then asks Kate if she thinks it's too soon for her to move on, and Kate says, if Jackson had treated me the same way KJ treated you, she'd be shaking her ass at the local bar that night.
Fuck yeah, Kate.
No shit.
A girl after my own heart.
She's like, no, we don't waste our time on these boys. This makes C feel a little bit better about the situation. Later, she tells the boys what's going on with KJ, and they agree to protect her. And Denny is put on watch for the night. But he's like, I'm going to town to celebrate.
Yeah, what you mean? On watch. I'm having fun. I'm young.
So he's like, she's going to have to come along with me. A guy named Jackie, who is mentioned but never talked about, won something at Stagecoach, so the men are celebrating. And C's a little upset that Austin doesn't want her to sleep over again and has just pawned her off on his brother. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to go shake my ass at this bar. Our girl gets drinks, dances with Colt, and learns to line dance. She then gets the urge to text Austin, as us drunky girls do. So she starts dirty texting Austin. She tells him that he should have joined them tonight and that she may think of him while she touches herself in the bathroom.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Austin's like, all right, that. Immediately heads to his truck knowing full well she is drunk. At one point, on his way to the bar to come get her, he calls to see if she's okay, and she moans into the phone.
Okay, how many drinks did you have?
She had a lot. She had some Long Island iced teas and some shots, so she's having a good old time.
I'm just picturing like the Long Islands from Ron's.
Woo! Oh my gosh. So she immediately starts giggling and admits she's lying, that she's not touching herself. Austin gets to the bar and sees her dancing with Colt. She sees him and heads over and sits on his lap, and then she puts his cowboy hat on her, which means he has essentially claimed her for the night. C knows this rule because she tried to take Red's hat earlier in the night and was told to quit.
Yeah, stop this.
He's like, no, you do not take my hat.
Wear the hat, ride the cowboy.
Yeah, is that a line?
That's the rule.
Oh, okay.
At least in Chestnut Springs, that's the rule. I don't know if that's like...
I know it's similar here.
A general cowboy thing. Yes.
Leave a comment below.
Wear the hat, ride the cowboy.
Tony, we know you know. Let us know.
Yeah, Tony. You know everything.
Fill a sister in, okay? So as she's sitting on his lap, she tries to get him to touch her. She tells him she may have been joking about touching herself, but she's still soaked by the thought of him. She then shoves his hand up her dress, and he can feel the wetness dripping down her leg. And I got really annoyed at this part because I'm like, he's sober. She's drunk. He needs to like fight to touch her.
Fight it. Wow.
I mean, I guess you can only do what you can.
You're a man. You could...
Yeah.
Literally, she's not stronger than you. You are a rancher. She's not stronger than you.
Just say no.
God.
But alas, he touches her. So over the next few hours, they end up dancing together and line dance. Austin wishes he had gone out with them initially so he could get drunk and make stupid choices about touching her. But it's okay. Another night. Instead, he takes her home and puts her to bed, even going as far as to take her makeup off and helping her change into a t-shirt. She wakes up as this is happening and just strips her bra off. Ladies go flapping.
She's like swinging
her wet panties. She's like, here. So she's just laying there naked in his bed.
For you, sir.
Souvenir.
Reminders of me.
All right, and at this point, we're like at page 200. This is a 312-page book.
Okay.
So... just for context, remember that. So C wakes up with a raging headache. Austin gives her ibuprofen and water, and she tells him to leave her to die. He heads to work, but not before telling her to delete her text from the night before if she doesn't want to be embarrassed. After some time, C starts to feel more like herself. She gets out of bed, takes a shower, and she's feeling like a brand new woman. And then she looks at the text. She's surprised, but also not really mad at herself. And then she decides to text Austin and encourage him to come help her shower. She's like, come help me. And he's like, what do you need me to help you with? And she sends him a picture of the shower head and says, it's either you or this. He's like, give me 5. So he races over, and these two finally hook up. Mm-hmm. And again, page 200.
Slow burn. A little slow burn.
I'll save the details, but there's edging until the big O, and then he fucks her mouth, and then a condom is used for the final deed.
Well, okay, so at least they fucked responsibly.
Yes. For now.
Well, yeah.
All right, so we skip ahead a few weeks. Austin and C are settling into a nice routine. The men are still on the lookout, but there's been radio silence on C's phone for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Austin and C are planning to hit up the drive-in movie, and Austin's showering beforehand. Once he gets out of the shower, he sees C sitting on the bed, like in the state of panic. KJ has texted her that he knows she is in Wells Canyon, and he mentions, see you soon, wife. They decide to still go on their date, but stop by the local dive bar to put their friends on high alert. C gives them KJ's description, even though he'll stick out like a sore thumb in Wells Canyon. I guess he's like 6'5", drives a Bentley, real clean cut, so he doesn't look like he works on a farm or something. They head to the drive-in where things get out of hand quickly, sexually. 20 minutes into the movie, and they are making out like a couple of teenagers. Austin has filled the bed of his truck with a bunch of blankets, but there are still cars on either side. On one side, there is a couple of teenagers who are making out, not paying any attention. But on the other side is an older couple who looks like they don't even like each other. So they're like watching the movie intently. Austin is then super romantic, and they start making out. I already said that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Austin then is super romantic and tells her, you might not be the first girl I've fooled around with here, but do you want to be the first one I've fucked?
Wow. Maybe.
Smooth talker.
Oh my gosh.
So they start fooling around. Austin then has to jump out of the bed of the truck and run to the front to grab a condom.
So you mean to tell me that you weren't prepared for this?
He's prepared. It's just not in his pants. It's in the front of the truck.
Gosh.
He passes the old couple and gives them a head nod, and hopes that the old lady doesn't look down to see the tent he's pitching in his pants. And it's here that Austin finally admits that he is in love with C, like in his brain, not to her. Something about her wet pussy or the jiggle of her ass really does it for him. Direct quote. Or maybe it's the fact that she eagerly puts the condom on his stick.
On a stick.
I put cock, but I had to say stick.
Yeah, it's a stick.
So the truck bed starts squeaking, and Austin is convinced the old couple is onto them, but he doesn't care. He's convinced if he can't tell C he's in love with her, he can damn well show her. So that's what he does, as he does her from behind.
Wow, making sweet, sweet love doggy style.
All right, in the next chapter, we experience some growth. She's making grilled cheese and accidentally burns one side. She's worried that Austin will be mad at her because KJ would have been pissed. As soon as Austin sees it, he's immediately like, oh, okay, I'll have that. I like it a little burnt. It's fine. She kind of disassociates as she's reminding herself that Austin is not the same man as KJ. And as she's doing this, she burns the other side of the grilled cheese. Austin is a sweetheart to her and tells her it's perfect. Eats a sandwich with no complaints, only telling her to hush when she apologizes. They talk about a rodeo that's going on that night. Austin's being a little bit weird about it and doesn't plan on showing up. She encourages him, even going as far to tell him if he goes, he can protect her from KJ if he is to show. He agrees and says that he will see her later on. She has some girl time with Kate and Beryl. They're drinking drinks and curling hair and spraying on some Aquanet. Once ready, they all get into the truck with the men. The men roll down the windows and fly like bats out of hell to get to the rodeo. Here we have the wind totally destroying the curls that the ladies just spent the last hour putting into their hair. At the rodeo, C gets convinced to do this thing called the steer scramble. And it's kind of an event that takes place between like large main events. And it's where women attempt to catch a steer and tie a ribbon to it. And then they win $200 or something like that. C agrees to do it, but unbeknownst to her, this event is actually really dangerous, and it's common occurrence for somebody to leave in an ambulance because of something getting broken.
Wonderful. They
get to the rodeo and immediately enter the beer garden where they start slinging back shots and Long Island iced teas.
So you're going to do this drunk.
Yes. And Red tells her that it hurts a lot less the next day if you're all loosey-goosey.
Red, you're a terrible influence.
And Cicely's like, what the fuck did I just agree to? The next chapter, I'm instantly enraged because Austin shows up at the rodeo looking for C, and he finds all the other guys in the beer garden. He questions where she is, and nobody wants to answer. Then he hears the announcer come over the speaker declaring that the steer scramble will be starting, and he's like, son of a bitch. So he runs and goes racing to find her. They lock eyes as she's like in the line to go to the steer scramble. And without stopping to even say anything, he bends over, grabs her, and throws her over his shoulder and walks away with her out of the arena and to like a neighboring barn. And she's pissed and she's flailing and like punching him in the back, kicking her legs and screaming for him to put her down. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do this to somebody?
It's so embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, and then, I mean, she's also been abused. Like, don't fucking touch her like that.
Yeah. And you know.
Right.
Like, it's not like it's brand new information to you.
Right. Made me angry.
Yeah.
Once he's in the barn, he puts her down and slams his fist.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, what the fuck? My bra keeps falling. He slams his fist on either side of her head and tells her, seriously, that's the stupidest thing you could do. Jesus Christ, what the fuck were you thinking? You know, you could have gotten yourself killed. What the hell would have happened if I didn't show up here? I can't fucking believe you. And I'm like, immediately, no. I'm out. Like Savannah, I'm out.
This is my number.
And C is triggered, because why wouldn't she be? She just left an abusive, controlling husband, and here we have Austin not liking something she's doing, so he throws her over his shoulder because he wants to have a temper tantrum?
Yep.
No, thank you.
Let's hear it for the man of the year.
Seriously.
This man right now, in this instance.
So she tells Austin that she's not afraid of him and urges him to hit her if that's what he wants to do. Austin tries to backtrack and apologize and tell her that he would never hurt her. He then realizes quickly that he fucked up. C admits that she didn't even know what the prize was, but she wanted to do the steer shuffle because she wanted to feel alive again. She tells him, you try living your life knowing it can all come crashing down at any second. Maybe then you'll understand. Austin then uses sexual humor to diffuse the situation, and he tells her he understands, but if you're looking for a ride that'll make you feel alive and possibly cause serious bodily harm, I'm right here. So things start to calm down after this comment is made.
No. Do you see me laughing? Still irate.
And then Austin agrees to give her the money that she could have won. She says that she's going to use it to bet on Denny's saddle bronc riding event that's happening later. Unless he wants to go toss him over his shoulder and carry him away too. That's more Brittany style right here. Austin tells her it's not the same when it comes to his brother, and that man can fend for himself. He tells her he didn't move here from the city less than 4 months ago like she did. Plus, while he loves Denny, he doesn't love him the same way that he loves her. And that's why he's not treating it the same way. So from Dick
riding to I love yous.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
This is the first time he's actually said it out loud that he loves her, so of course she is shook. He quickly tells her that it's fine if she doesn't feel the same way. Then he goes on a full-out rant about falling in love with her and how it's worth it. Being with her makes the risk of getting hurt okay because she's incredible and makes him feel things he didn't think he was capable of feeling again. He says the infamous line, so fuck it. I love you for as long as you're here. I fell for you knowing I would most likely lose you one day, and if you don't have the same feelings or if you want to leave the ranch at the end of the summer, I understand. And I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but he's always convinced that she's going to figure things out and move off the ranch. And she has had enough, and she starts to get pissed, and she's like, you're always so confident I'm leaving. She's like, do you want me to leave? Because somebody who doesn't want me to leave probably shouldn't constantly talk about it. He tells her to stay, saying, please. They hold each other in the barn for a while before she admits that she loves him too. She tells him he also isn't broken, that she doesn't know how anybody could leave him. She tells him that she's not leaving, not today, not tomorrow, or next year, not ever. In 50 years, he can die before her, so he never has to feel abandoned again.
Wow.
Things have shifted.
If she wanted to, she would.
They begin to kiss each other hard. They then agree to show each other how much they love each other and start to strip. She makes a joke about Kate telling her that this would happen and that hooking up with cowboys and barns will lead you to getting knocked up. because that happened to Kate twice.
Whoops.
Austin's eyes go wide at the mention of her getting knocked up, and this is when C tells them that she has an IUD that has yet to fail her, and she refers to it as old trusty. They begin to fool around, and he tells her we need to be rough, dirty, and fast if you don't want somebody to walk in on us. And she responds, just the way I like it.
My fave, sign me up.
And this is where spitting enters the chat. Austin fully intends to bend her over in the barn and also wants her to scream so that everybody knows what's going on. He pulls out his stick and spits onto the tip to help lube things up. And this makes C go full on feral. She tells him to do it again before biting his lip so hard she can taste blood. He spits on himself some more before flipping her around and doing her from behind. All the while...
I just need to demonstrate how I pictured this going. Okay. I just pictured him like this, and just like, we're like pointing it up at his face. Like,
he's like really like punching into his legs, like full squat, trying to get as close as he can.
He's like, I did not expect him to spit on him, like on himself.
Well, she loves it. She really digs it.
He's like bearing down.
He like accidentally farts because he's bending over so hard.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
So they finish and leave the barn, hand in hand. She encourages Austin to get drunk so that he can let his hair down, much like he does during sex, because I guess that's the most he's ever himself.
The most uninhibited he ever is when he's spitting on his stick.
Spitting on that thing. She's dying to see him drunk, and she said she's going to play the "Tom will be leaking out of me all night" card, so she owes him for dealing with the mess he made. So he gets to get drunk because she's leaking cum from her lady bits.
Didn't realize that was how we evened the score.
And here in Wells Canyon it is. So Austin gets wild. They finally leave to head home, and she gets the joy of driving all the boys back to base. Austin drunkenly starts venting about his situationship with Savannah. They were off and on for 2 years, but when he proposed, she confessed she didn't really think they were that serious. So, of course, Austin is jaded from this. He's gotten used to people not sticking around for him. He admits he's worried about C doing the same thing. It kind of keeps coming back to this. She uses this as a way to confirm that she is serious about him and has no intentions to leave. But she's still overstimulated by this conversation. When they get back to his cabin, she just needs a moment to herself and goes to shower. Austin is sobered up at this point, and they talk about the discussion from the truck and why he's having a rough night. He admits that he normally doesn't go to the rodeo. He said when his grandpa and mom were alive, the rodeo was everything to him, but now that they're gone, it really hurts for him to see all the things that they all love together. He never agreed to go after his mom's death, and I guess Savannah used to always want him to go, and he was like, nope, not doing it. But because C had asked him to meet her there, that's what ripped the Band-Aid off. So he's just in his feels, I guess. Nothing some spit can't solve. C then admits to him that she knew he wasn't going to hit her earlier when he was angry. She then backpedals and says that he's a better man than KJ could ever dream of being, that he's thoughtful and caring. And this part annoyed the shit out of me, because why would she suddenly change her mind when she was so pissed off earlier?
Right.
I digress. So shit hits the fan in the next chapter. I would say this is the third act conflict, but we're more like towards the very end.
Oh gosh.
The men are out doing cowboy stuff, and Kate and C have dinner together in the big house. Kate is walking to the door when they see a car coming onto the property. Neither of them recognize the vehicle at first, but then C has an oh shit moment. She tells Kate to take her daughter Odessa inside immediately, and Kate's like, well, I'm not leaving you by yourself.
She's like, I might be 9 months pregnant, about to give birth on this step, but I'm not leaving you by yourself, girl. We go down together.
Going down together. So she has Odessa run up to her room. And of course the guys are out doing their cowboy stuff in a part of the land that doesn't have service. So Kate then pulls out her phone and calls her husband's cousin, who is a police officer, but he's 30 minutes out, so it's going to be a bit for him to get there. Cicely just considers running and hiding, but she knows the longer it takes for KJ to find her, the more agitated he will become. Also, her vehicle is right there in plain sight, so he will immediately know that she's there. if he doesn't know already. So C ultimately decides to exit the big house and confront KJ herself. He's waiting outside and instantly scrutinizes her as soon as he sees her, sneering as he looks at her up and down. C at this point is wearing a worn-out shirt, dark stained jeans. She has dirt under her fingernails from gardening. Her hair is in 2 messy French braids, and she has no makeup on, which KJ has rarely ever seen her without makeup, even though they're married. I don't know.
She's probably... So do you remember Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Oh, when she gets
where she would get up and do her makeup and take her hair out of the curlers and
and then go lay back down.
Yeah, it's like that, I would imagine.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And then C thinks to herself that while KJ is judging her, all the things that she is displaying are things that Austin would love. KJ instantly goes into dick mode, telling her she looks like a damn country bumpkin.
Well, maybe I am.
Maybe I am one. C asks him, what do you want, Chryson? I wanted to say his name wrong. Let me start that over. C asks him, what do you want, Chryson? Throwing out his full legal name for full effect. KJ tells her that it's time for her to come home now and that she's had enough fun in the country. She tells him no, and he's like, what the hell do you mean, no?
I said what I said.
Stand firm in my decisions. She informs him that she didn't ask him to look for her, and she's sure as hell not going back, yelling, I'm staying here, I'm done, KJ, I'll file for divorce as soon as I can, which I guess in Canada you have to be separated for at least 1 year before you can file. KJ tells her, the fuck you will, you're my wife, and I'm not signing any fucking divorce papers. You're coming home with me right now, cut this shit. They go back and forth for a while. Kate even warns KJ that the cops are on their way and suggests that he get off their property. KJ starts to get pissed off and he starts towards C yelling, let's go. C screams at the top of her lungs, leave me alone, go fucking die and rot in hell. As soon as the words are out of her mouth, she hears horse hooves flying like bats out of hell towards her. KJ stops in his track and turns towards the sound, and Austin comes around the corner of the stables at a breathtaking pace on horseback, flying past the bunkhouses with Denny and Jackson flanking his sides. Not far behind we have Red, Jackie, and Colt, hot on their heels. At the sight of them, KJ instantly makes innuendos, and he's like, so this is why she doesn't want to leave, because she's getting passed around all the cowboys.
Yep.
And this is probably my favorite part of the book, because as Austin's riding, super fast, he, takes one leg and swings off to the off of the horse and, runs at KJ, and he's like, are you KJ? Before smashing him
fuck yeah.
right in his nose with his fist.
I love that. I can picture that, in my head.
I know.
Wow, that's amazing.
Gets me all riled up.
Wow.
I'll calm down. Okay. So the men collectively...
Him spitting on his stick.
No! Okay, so the men collectively kick KJ's ass. They threaten him to stay away from C. C and Austin make out in front of him while he's withering in pain on the ground, which I think is super fucking classy.
Wow.
I was like, really? I hate that. Austin then tells C to go get her wedding band from her cabin and a brown envelope from his sock drawer. She listens and scurries off. Phoebe run. To grab the things. While she's gone, KJ tries to get into Austin's head, telling him that C is a psycho lying bitch. Before he can get the bitch out, Austin clocks him in the face again. He tells KJ to shut the fuck up and listen, saying if he speaks again, he's going to continue to hit him. Gosh, I can't speak.
We're good. You're good. You're crushing it.
When C gets back, he needs to act like a proper fucking gentleman and do exactly as I say, no questions. After KJ snorts, Austin tells him, listen, I own over 100,000 acres of private land. It might be 20, sorry. With so many buried animal carcasses around, you'll simply get lost in the shuffle. No neighbors to hear you scream for dozens of kilometers, and the only cop in town to look into your missing persons case is my first cousin. Half my guys have been to prison and have no objection to going back. Which, this is the first time we talk about them being convicts, but
They're probably not. It's probably just the dads. Well, I've been to prison once, and I ain't afraid to go again.
That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way. I'm like, this is the first time I'm hearing of this?
I just pictured it like he's a dad threatening his daughter's first boyfriend.
See, here we go with reason. Okay.
Sorry. This is the second time I've heard the voice of reason today, and I don't like it.
What was the first time?
I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
Just remind me. It's about a house and our friend.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, so he tells him, I suggest you choose your next actions accordingly. To save you all the back and forth details, obviously KJ agrees. The ring is shoved into his big mouth along with a sock, and he's thrown into the back of his Bentley, but not before he signs divorce papers Austin so kindly had written up one day whilst in town. The end of the book is basically C getting a lot of orgasms for unknown, unremembered reasons. After they're done fucking each other up, they go to dinner in the big house with the boys. Denny tells them that he knows KJ has left town. They followed him for a while after he got back into the driver's seat of his own car, but the Bentley quickly lost them on the highway. Denny asks C if she's good, and she tells him, alive and well, thanks to you guys. They all sit around at the table, choking and joking. C then thinks to herself, the lake is now my second favorite place because sitting around the kitchen table with my family and the love of my life is easily my favorite place to be.
Wow.
Epilogue 1.
Oh, there's more than one. Great. Great.
I'll make it short and sweet. It is a year later, and C is officially divorced. Austin has been pacing around relentlessly waiting for her to show at the farm as a single woman. They instantly start having sex when she tells him the good news. There's more sexy time talk with her IUD coming up again. Once they finish, Austin gives her plans to build them a house. He also says that they should just go down to the courthouse and get married that very day.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay.
And she is like, I literally just got divorced an hour ago, and you want me to go get married again? Austin's like, okay, fine. You deserve a proper proposal anyway, with a beautiful ring and a whole prepared speech, and maybe not with my cock still half hard.
Maybe not.
And she's like, yeah, or your cum running down my leg. He then gives her a nice speech and literally asks her to marry him. She agrees. Epilogue 2. C. It's now 2 years later. Austin and C are married. Austin has rekindled his relationship with his dad. C surprises Austin that she is pregnant.
Oh, joy of joys.
The end.
Wow. Wow, thanks.
That's all I got.
That's all she wrote, folks. So, okay. I want to know what you rated it. And then I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how horny you felt the book was.
Okay, so I rated it a 4.0.
Mm-hmm.
Which right now I'm thinking might be higher than I should have, but
Okay.
I'll stick with it.
Okay.
Horniness rating, what are we going out of?
1 to 10.
I don't know, maybe a 5.
Okay.
I feel like there were 3 or 4 distinct sex scenes, but they were real quick.
Mm-hmm.
They get horny for each other a lot over like the most random things, but as far as like a smut read, if you want something super smutty, this is not
it.
This is
But
not it.
she had fun while she was reading it, I presume. She rated it pretty high.
Yeah, I did have fun. I am intrigued to learn more about the other like ranch hands. So I want to read the other books to see if Hannah gets more into detail
Yeah.
with them
That's
and
fair.
their lives, because I felt like they were, really short on the pages.
I feel like that is the case for a lot of the books that I do read. Like, you get snippets of them, but you don't really get to know the characters until it's time for their book. So,
Yeah.
like, well, I guess I did feel that Paisley in Holding the Reins, she did kind of a good job of talking about the brothers and the one best friend. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Flesh out your side characters more. And that's that.
That's that.
Do you have anything else to add?
No?
Okay, so here's my end of the episode housekeeping. Follow us on TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you're not into the YouTube, leave us a rating, and don't forget to share with your friends.
Yes.
Also, if you want to hear some hilarious bants between me and a couple of boys that work in the building that I work in, and Kelly knows, listen to our brother show called Definitely Not. Everything is always linked in our description. Join the Smut Clurb on Fable. Caught Up is still running. Probably by the time this video goes up, we will have closed out and selected our next book. So next episode should be Caught Up.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.